It's Leah Bumphrey and Paul Boomer and Dennis Collins, the three Musketeers.
Here we go
back
again.
Together. Yeah, here we go again. This time, we have a new meeting to connect and convert. We're going to connect you to the thoughts that business founders and business owners have, but they don't say it out loud. But that honesty that we've heard, we have maybe together 100 years combined of helping small business. I have most of it.
Well, I was going to say you're over 100. You're over 100. So
thank you,
cover
sir.
that.
There it is.
Well, we'll go with 100. But we've heard all these, we're going to call them confessions, like when you go to church and have to make a confession. Well, these business owners had to confess to us or we wouldn't work with them. Okay? So we got some pretty juicy confessions.
So you're saying down and dirty. We're getting down to the dirty here.
We're going to take a risk here, Leah. I know you're a risk taker, and we're going to take a risk. We're going to reveal some of the things that people have told us over the years. These are real stories. These aren't made up. These aren't fake. They're real problems. And here's the kicker. If these things aren't named, they can't be solved. Okay? So we're going to help small business owners, business founders name those problems. And we're not going to suggest we can solve every problem for you. But you know what? We're going to give you some insights here from a century.
It always starts with talking. It always starts with talking.
Yes.
If you can talk about stuff and if you don't feel alone, because
Yes.
we've talked about this, gents. Most business owners end up in that moment, whether they're looking at payroll, whether they're looking at what's going on for the coming year, whether they're looking at marketing, and they feel like they're all by themselves. They're all by themselves with all these
all by
people
themselves.
relying on them. So in this conversation, if we can help people feel that they're shored up, that other people have experienced this.
That is so true, Leo. It feels better, even though you still have the problem, to know that other people have it too. And I got news for you. The confession I'm about to reveal to you here, I've heard it more times than I can count on my hands and toes, okay? It's a biggie. If you're a founder or a business owner, and sometimes our owners are not founders. We understand. That's why we use both terms. You can be an owner or founder. This is for you. And you've ever thought to yourself, you know what? I'm capable. I'm smart. I should have figured this blank out long before this, but I didn't. Welcome to Connect and Convert. We've spent decades listening to these things. We've spent decades solving these on video calls, in person. They're real fears. They're real problems. They're real confessions. So let's get right into it. Let's start with confession number 1. You guys ready for confession 1?
Absolutely.
Bring it on.
Absolution coming down the pipes. Let's go.
Absolution. Here we go. Sometimes as a business owner, I feel that I am the best salesperson in the company. And you know what? That scares the hell out of me. Okay? I don't know. I spend more time fixing sales problems, chasing sales issues. When sales are soft, I step in. Sometimes, I just can't help myself. I stay close to the people who are struggling, but I really never have a hard conversation with them. As we got larger, when we were kind of small, that worked out okay. But as we got larger, I can't do it all. And I really don't want to leave my people. I'd feel awful not helping out my people. I'd feel like I was letting people down by not stepping in to help them with their sales problems. Okay? What do you think?
Sounds
guys?
like somebody needs a hug.
Oh, yeah, let's give them an electronic hug. Come on. There. Now, we did the hug, but that can't be real, can it, guys?
Well, so there's a moment owners, most owners don't want to admit to anyone, and that is when sales it's when sales dip, and your first instinct isn't about strategy, it's control.
Okay.
That's what that's what I've heard so many times is, well, we need better strategy. Well, no, what they're asking for right then and there is actually control.
Control.
and it's they don't want to necessarily admit that to anybody, including themselves.
But what about this idea that they're the best salesperson in their business? Paul, if you were a small business owner, you are a small business owner, but let's say you had a team, a staff, and you thought you were the best salesperson in the business. Is that a good thing? I mean, I can see an owner, a founder needs to be able to sell their business. It's their business. But what if you think you're the best salesperson in your business?
There's a challenge with that when it comes to your own clarity. As a business owner, you have pride and you have love for the thing that you do.
Absolutely.
And what you've created. And you should have that pride. You should have that love. And it's so easy to reverse it and go, yes, but I have to jump in and I have to do this thing. I have to be the best. And I can't leave this up to other people.
Yeah.
Then you've just bought yourself a job,
Yes.
right? I mean,
Yeah,
and the other thing
yeah.
is, Dennis, you use the term think I'm the best. Okay,
Yeah.
I think I'm the best at a whole bunch of stuff that I actually know I'm not, but I think I am.
Yeah.
But if you think
That's
you're the
interesting.
best and that is the reality, then you better friggin' change that. Then your hiring practices are garbage. Because are you hiring to maintain your role? Are you afraid to let somebody get bigger? How are you training them? You shouldn't
Well,
want to be the best. If you are, then
yeah.
man, you've bought yourself a job for the rest of your life.
And
But
that
now let
relief,
me turn that around.
hold on,
Oh,
when they jump in like that, when they jump in
yeah.
as I'm the best or I feel like I'm the best, that's a temporary relief, but the cost is forever.
Oh. Let's talk about that. Okay. Let's try to frame it in language that business owners understand. What is that, Leah? What's that costing them when they jump in? Or is it just a natural thing they should do, or is it costing them?
No, it is costing them because instead of working on their business, they are continuing to work in their business. It could be because of a fear of letting go, could be because they can't hire good people. But and I think I'm going to use the example of someone in HVAC when they're chucking a truck. They're one guy in the truck. Their wife is answering the phone for them, and they can go and when they come to my house, man, I feel great with that I'm dealing with the owner that I know
Yeah.
there's accountability, and I that feels fantastic, and they feel fantastic because they know what it is that they're doing. As soon as you hire someone else that is operating under your name, if you can't trust that they're doing that, if you have to follow up on everything, again, it comes down to you've bought yourself a different job, working for yourself.
And I hear, again, founders and owners say, I want to scale my business. In fact, oftentimes that's why the three of us get hired, right? We get hired to help somebody scale a business. They've already got a good business. They don't have a great business. Okay. And then we jump in there and we find out this is happening. They touch everything. Today we're talking about sales, but it could be all things. I mean, that is a habit. That is an attitude, a mindset. Mindsets, in my opinion, are kind of hard to bust. Have you guys ever encountered owners like this in your consulting?
Oh,
It's not only owners. It could be the sales manager that's working for you. If the sales manager is the closer for the team, Dennis, you have tons of experience. If your salesperson must bring you into every call to be the closer, well, then you may as well just be on the phone calling everybody, making the deal, getting it done, have less overhead, less headaches. That is the worst possible situation if you're trying to scale your business because the buck stops with you or with your sales manager you've got to train people. You've got to be able to
let go. I can't let go.
And the common rationalization. Sorry, guys, I'm dealing with this cold thing. And I'm just like
rationalization.
You were smoking cigars last night, Paul. I can tell.
I wish. But anyway, the dangerous one is I'm protecting the culture, and they confuse proximity with leadership.
No, so say that again. So wait a minute, say that again. That sounds really important.
One of the rationalizations that I hear a lot of people say is that, well, I'm just protecting the culture. But what they don't understand is that they are confusing proximity to leadership.
Well,
They
give us
believe
an
that
example.
the closer they
Give us an
are, so the
example.
closer they are, they're being leader. That's
So,
not
in other
necessarily
words,
true.
that high touch mentality, they have to rip the shirt over and the big S, the Superman S is in
Yeah.
there. That is actually hurting the culture, not helping the culture.
Yes, exactly. They think it's helping because they're close to it.
But let's touch on a very difficult subject.
Okay, I'm gonna look. This is my somber look.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
looking
be somber.
Okay.
We know that many owners and founders are driver style, social styles, and have egos as no, I know that's shocking, Leah, but it happens. So how does a person step back from that habit pattern, that ego pattern? We can sit here all day and tell you why it's bad, right? Oh, this is horrible. You should not be doing this. But that's not the problem. They still feel that they should. What have you done, guys, in your practices that have helped these very strong-willed type A driver types step back a little bit?
If you
Yeah,
can
we laugh
help,
because it's
but
tough.
but
No,
if
I'm
you can
not.
help them really define what it is they want, because we all get something, right? The three of us get something out of being able to pontificate and say, "Oh, we know this and we've talked about this." Like there's a payback, okay? When you're talking
Okay.
to an owner, when you're talking to a client, when you're talking to your people, it's important that they define to you what they want. And it's no different the owner or the founder of a business. What is it that you want? And then decide to do that. If you want to be irreplaceable, well, we've seen that. Second generation businesses,
Irreplaceable.
third
Yep.
generation businesses, where all of a sudden the patriarch, the matriarch is gone. It's gone. It's now the second generation owner. They can't do anything because it was mom, it was dad
Yeah.
that was
Boy, Leo, that's a great point. How many times I'm thinking now of a half dozen that I've worked with over my career that the father or mom passed away or retired and the son or the daughter stepped in. Boom.
Hmm.
Because of exactly this problem. The founder, the dad, the mom, the parent was touching everything, particularly sales.
they made themselves irreplaceable.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, this is a real conundrum,
Well,
isn't
and
it?
do you want that? Do you want that as a business owner?
I don't know. Do you?
Well, some might, in which case they want
Oh,
to have a job where they're in charge and they're not answering to anyone.
So
And
so
there's
eh,
nothing
so
wrong with that.
and this
okay.
this isn't ego, but what it is, it shows up as stewardship anxiety.
Oh, I
It's
Wow.
like
So
it,
Paul
that.
comes up with all these. He's going to have to explain that one.
so
Stewardship
founders
anxiety.
so founders don't do this because they want control, right? They don't. They think they don't want control. They want control, but they don't. But it goes back and forth. But
They
they
do, but
do
they
it.
don't. Okay.
But they do because they feel responsible for everything that happens next. And this shows up especially when growth outpaces structure. You're going
Everything
so
that
fast.
happens next. Okay, I got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
So you're going so fast that you don't have the structure, and they think that this choice is do I step in or do I let them fail? But that's the thing. It's not an either or
But I've had that.
choice.
I can totally identify with that. When I would hire new young salespeople, and I love to help salespeople become the best they could be, but I had a problem. True confession. I had a problem of stepping back and letting them fall flat on their damn face because they're going to lose business. They might lose an account because they did something really stupid and we might not be able to recover it. So my tendency was to step in and say, let me help you. Let me fix this.
Okay, but there's nothing wrong with helping. Oh my goodness, I would be out of a life if I couldn't help.
Yeah, but should
That's
I
part
do
of my
that?
identity. Yes, you should, but you have to help them get to a point they don't need your help. It's no different than
Ah,
parenting, hiring someone on a team, coaching, all of these things where there's someone in authority. The old saying, if you can't do, then you teach. Well, you shouldn't be doing it. You should be teaching it.
And
Interesting.
so the question that
Okay,
I have
good
for you,
point.
Dennis,
Yes, sir.
is did you or do you have structure around empathy? Because you've got to have empathy, of course. But if you don't have structure, then it just
Yeah.
it turns into betrayal almost to everyone, because
Well,
there's no feeling of camaraderie, and there's confusion.
so you're
So
talking about some boundaries, some lines,
yes,
red
very much so.
lines.
And
And the
hey, by
answer
the way,
is
I just want to say that I love this topic. And if any of you who are listening or watching this want something that you can download and actually apply to your own business, please go to connectandconvertpodcast.com, and you'll see in the show notes a link or a form. Fill it out, and we'll email something to you immediately.
yes, and you will love it.
See,
Yes.
we get the fun part. We get to say,
Yes.
"Oh, look at what we see. We've seen this. Here it is. This is the fun part, the identifying it." The hard part, it's like seeing the dessert. "Oh, that looks gorgeous. Eating it is fantastic. How do you make it?" That's our specialty.
But it's. I think our role here is not just to talk about it, but to kind of normalize it in a way, and saying that you're not alone here, guys. This is a. When I was a young buck manager, Paul, to answer your question, I did not have boundaries. It was unconditional. Okay. So Jamie is falling down, and oh my God, I can't let him do that. He's messing this up. And I would inject myself without conditions, without boundaries. And then I created, I enabled him to continue to come to me. And that was not good. And I had to get off of that.
If
I had to
you
stop
can't
that.
empower the people, and that's the thing, to help, and they have to know you're there to help. But again, back to what we're talking about, the owner, the founder who says, "I'm the best salesperson," he's created that. She has made that her reality. And
Yeah.
if I am a smart salesperson, oh, why should I close? You know what? I have this great
Yeah.
prospect. I
Let
can't
the
close
boss
it.
do it.
Dennis, come with me.
Yeah.
Can you help me
Yeah.
do this? Because I know you're going to be able to pull out of your magic box of tricks a better rate,
A
or
discount.
a discount, or a freebie, or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty smart, actually. You hired a smart person, because
Yeah.
I don't want to work that hard. I'm going home. You're the one going to
Why
be
not?
worrying about it.
I never thought I hired stupid people, though.
No.
I just did not let them shine. I stood back. I stood up when I should have stepped back. But Paul makes the good point. Boomer has the point. We have got to allow them to learn how to do it on their own. Step back. When my kids I remember they were learning to ride bicycles. Maybe you all had this same experience. And, their first experience on a two-wheel bicycle is traumatic. They don't know how to balance. So you put those wheels on it, right? The training wheels. And they learn with that. And then a few months later, you say, "Okay, we're taking the wheels off." And of course they crash and they drive the bike into the lawn or something. And, you let them fail.
But Dennis,
Frankly,
did you know that
gotta
you
let
can
'em
no
fail.
longer buy training wheels? They no longer sell
No,
training wheels.
come
No,
on.
it's impossible.
Tell me it's
Because they have realized that training wheels make you rely on something false. You never
Yes.
achieve balance. So now you know what they
Ah,
have, and these things are fantastic. They
I
are
don't know.
two-wheel bikes that
Yeah.
the kids can balance on. No training
Oh,
wheels,
sounds
no
like-
pedals either. No pedals
No
either.
pedals.
But you can
So they
just
just
go.
learn how to balance.
They learn
Yeah.
how to balance. And
and-
yeah, mom and dad or dad are behind you. Actually, I have neighbors, and they're two little girls. One was the same age as my youngest, who's now 22. I taught Kelsey how to ride her two-wheeler bike. And because I was not afraid to let her fall, because I'm Auntie Leah, her little sister would not learn from the mom. It almost killed Cheryl to come and say, "You know
Yeah.
what? She won't let me." I took her out and had her riding her bike in
Interesting.
5 minutes. You know why? Because I knew she could. I'm not worried.
Yeah.
Like, did I want her to get hurt? No. But I came upon it. I was not
But
the
if she
founder.
did-
I wasn't the
if
founder.
she
The
d-
mom
yeah.
was.
But if she did have an accident or imbalance or something, you're not going to be there to, I'm going to hold you up.
I was
Yeah.
there. She was driving, and it.
So wait a minute. What I'm hearing here, guys, this is important. Take off the damn training wheels. Is that what I'm hearing?
Don't
So-
even
so
put
yeah,
them on. Never
don't
put 'em
even
on.
yeah. So
Okay.
so it's just the shift happens when you stop asking how do I help, and actually start asking what am I teaching the staff to depend on.
Uh-huh.
That's
How
the
are,
shift.
yeah.
What am I
again,
teaching them
you're
to
an
depend on?
the stuff we're talking about, the confession part that we're talking about today, basically says that you're enabling people. You're teaching them to act in a certain way. Don't be surprised when they act the way you taught them to act. Is that what I'm hearing?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Don't be shocked.
We
Yeah.
are Connect and Convert is sponsored by wizardacademy.com because wizardacademy.com is all about getting the message out there. This is proper communication. This is what you do. Not, oh, can we do this for you? Oh, let us do this for you. And as an owner, as a founder, you got to decide, not just wish, not just sitting there at your desk like this. Oh, I wish I didn't have to do this. I wish I would. Decide you're not. And tell
Yeah.
people, tell the people working for you.
Tell them. Interesting.
Yeah.
I think this also has another component to it. And, we're doing a series here on sales. So we're going to do more on the topic of sales confessions that owners and founders have told us. And one of those has to do with training. So if you're going to step back, that also presupposes that they are trained and know what to do, doesn't it? And that's a whole nother topic we'll be discussing.
That's a whole other thing. So when you start noticing when you ask these questions about how am I helping, or what am I teaching? Excuse me.
What am I teaching?
You actually start noticing that there's less emergencies. It's not necessarily better sales, but you start noticing that there's fewer emergencies going on.
So help me see, how does that work in practice? Give us an example of how one of our listeners, viewers could use that today.
So I'm not sure exactly what you're asking there, Dennis, because what will happen when you start kind of backing off and start saying, okay, what am I teaching my employees to depend on me for?
Right.
When you start realizing that, and when you start teaching them
Okay,
that
I
you're
see
not
what
to
you-
be
yeah.
depended on,
Yes.
what
okay.
you'll notice isn't that the sales start going up. That's actually one of the last things that will go up. What
I
you'll
gotcha.
notice is that things kind of get boring almost, and things settle down, and there's fewer emergencies, and the team stops waiting to be rescued. Then
they're
the sales start
yeah.
going up. It's not an immediate thing.
I get it. Yeah. So you're saying to do some reflection on what messages, what teachings are you leaving them with, and then don't be surprised if it's the wrong message. You're going to get the wrong behavior.
Exactly, because
Okay.
they realized they weren't failing their people
Yeah.
by stepping back, but what they are finally doing is they're finally trusting them.
And
So it's-
what you
yeah.
do with that, how you do it, is more important than what you say,
Yes.
right?
No
Like,
doubt.
you have to be willing to be very clear.
Yep.
And then the hardest part is have a big whiteboard with what your clarity is. And that's what you're saying. Because otherwise, if you do it enough times and you jump back in, they're never going to learn. They will never
Exactly.
swim.
So Dennis, tell
So
me
Paul. Yes. True confession.
what
This
what
is about
it?
confessions.
What are you hearing from this whole conversation?
Well, the strongest message that's come across to me is we teach people, particularly salespeople, how we will treat them. It's us. We are responsible for training them and teaching them how we will treat them. And if we treat them as, hey, you're not that smart, you're not that good, or maybe you're good, but you don't know how to do this or that, and you step in, you put the damn training wheels on. And we just discovered in today's world, we don't use training wheels. So why am I using training wheels? Why did I use training wheels back in the day? Well, that's what I knew. Okay. But that's why we're talking about these confessions. That's what we know and that's what we do. But if you expect your business to scale and grow, what I'm hearing is you're not going to do it by being Superman.
When an
Yeah,
owner or a founder gets to the point of recognizing this, they are on the cusp of the biggest opportunity they've had since they pulled the trigger and started their own business. They are
Wow.
right there on the edge. This is a moment of truth,
Moment of truth.
but you can stay where you are because, man, that comforter is nice and cozy. Because I know what I can sell.
yeah.
Leah,
And-
can I just, I'm sorry, Paul, but I want Leah to say again what she just said. That is a very important takeaway from our conversation. Say that again.
When an owner or a founder recognizes that they're the best, they are the best in their organization, you are on the cusp of an opportunity to actually truly scale. It's a greater opportunity even than when you started your business. You can change your life, and you can change the lives of the people who are working for you. And isn't that why we want to be really good at what we do?
I think so. I mean, I always, as a leader manager, my first concern was, how's this going to play with the people? Even though I am a dyed-in-the-wool driver, my amiable came out and said, I want my people to get benefit from this. I don't want to have, later as I matured as a manager, I said, I don't want to be Superman anymore. Okay. I want to be Superman in a different way. I want to enable them, not have them being enabled by me stepping in. Does that make sense?
Paul, I see you
Absolutely.
probably being in a position to see more potential owners get to this moment of truth.
I'll put it this way. What I'm hearing in this confession isn't about sales at all. What it is, it's about a moment a founder realizes the business has outgrown hero-based leadership.
Yes.
Hero-based leadership. Paul, why do you get all these good phrases? Where do you you're the phrase man.
I think we need a little TM over on top of each of them. They're excellent.
How do you call that again? Hero, say it again.
Hero-based leadership.
And that's what we've been talking about, right?
That's what we've been talking
leadership?
about
Okay.
all this whole entire time. And where I get them, it's from a lot of reading, a lot of conversations, a lot of deep conversations.
Well, that kind of really puts a cap on it, doesn't it?
And that's why we offer the download.
Yeah, we do.
Right.
And it's called the Sales Trust Playbook. The Sales Trust Playbook, okay? And it is designed specifically for business founders and business owners. It's not for a salesperson. It might not even be for a sales manager. Could be. But if you're a founder, an owner, and you say, I need some clarity about this whole sales thing, it's a 7-step playbook that you can put into action almost immediately. And Paul, remind them again how they can get that.
Go to connectandconvertpodcast.com. And in the show notes for every single episode that we've had, all currently 86, keep growing, you'll find a link in the show notes to do just that.
Excellent.
Excellent. This has been a good discussion, guys. I thank you. I hope we helped someone out there who's, not saying this out loud.
I can smell it. I know we did.
And if you want, here's another thing. This podcast is about you. Okay. It's not about us. We're just the facilitators. We want to hear your true confessions, and you don't even have to sign your damn name. Just send it to us. What's your confession? What's that thing that keeps you up at night? What's that thing that keeps coming back and saying, oh man, I should be better at this, but I'm not. And it's hurting me and my business. And it's making you do things you shouldn't be doing. And it's causing you to not be the best you can be. We want to hear from you. Paul, how can they ask their questions? What's the best way to do it?
Connect and Convert at wizardofads.com, I think it is.
Yep, that's us.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, Connect
and
and Convert at wizardofads.com. Okay. So, hey, this is about honest conversations for founders and owners so you can make better decisions. Connect and Convert signing off for this episode. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more.